advantages. Now, this is the first show where I actually have more than one person on the show. So this is a groundbreaking show. Give yourself a round of applause. Even though I can't hear them, I want to see them. That's right. This is awesome. It's groundbreaking. And so that's the name of the book for you guys by Lisa Ward. So take me around the room and share with me your phenomenal team. And I want to find out, I want you to introduce yourself, give a little background, and I want you to tell me in your own words a little bit about our illustrious leader here, Lisa Ward, and what she's mean to you.
That's what the first person on my team who I can't do anything without her. My sister, Frances McMillan, she's my business manager.
Welcome,
so
Frances.
I'll let her take it from here.
All right, Frances, welcome.
Welcome, guys. So I overall do what I do just because I love it. I have been managing in different arenas for different businesses, from interior design to event planning, and now my other sister has also written a book. And so now this sister has written a book, and she just asked me, definitely to support her, and that's what I'm here for, and just to make sure that she's okay with it. And she's just an overall amazing person. She's the person that'll give you the shirt off her back, and so her endeavor to want to dive into something and tell the world that you can be more than what society says you are is just what's amazing and what makes it so easy to support her and follow behind this direction of, understanding that the world doesn't set your standards, only God can. And so she's embodied that in all the work that she does do. So she's an amazing person, great writer,
Absolutely.
Great sister.
Absolutely. Mr. And I thank you for that, because I totally agree. Mr. Jamil.
Yes. I met Lisa through co-working. We ended up just clicking really hard right off top to where she's a sister to me. And her vision and her drive and her passion behind her thoughts and movements just kept me motivated. I'm actually the other half of the clothing line. As far as the movement, I'm the one behind the stick man, if you see the logo. But from there, just from basic talks, and then after actually reading the book, the book forces you to check yourself. You reevaluate yourself, and from there, it was literally like I was reading her or listening to her talk when I was reading the book. But just a great person. Anytime I need to talk, she's there. She just wears her heart on her shoulders, easy to access whenever you need it. And she has strong shoulders, so if you need someone to lean on, she's there too. But just a great person, and just grown to love her in such a short amount of time. I feel like I've known her forever.
Nice. Very, very nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I agree with that too. Mr. Freddie, turn your take your mute off there. You got it.
Off mute. All right.
Yeah,
good.
man. Tell us about yourself.
All right, good. Freddie Roush, entrepreneur, family man, and friend to Lisa, Jamel, Julian, and others as well. I met Lisa through work, and she was probably the first person that I met she was the second person that I met when we worked at the place where we work, which I won't name them right now. Okay. But the vibe that I got from her was, one, she was open. She listened. She talked about my kids. That was the thing. When I spoke about my kids, she engaged me on it. And I sensed from that she was about something a little more than just the average, even though, she didn't know me as well, but I liked how she did that. And from there, we just vibed over there at work, and I sensed that she was serious about her goals. I read her book, and I was the first one to do a video plug, and I'm still waiting to see that video plug, okay? And I just think that the clothing line itself is dope. I think she's blessed to have assembled the team that she has. And for anyone watching this, for anyone listening that has a thought, the thing you want to do is to do what she's done. She has a great team. This team put together, taking step 1 through 5, will create a business, and you can do the same thing. So Lisa is beyond dope for just that.
I appreciate that. Everybody got some great things to say about you, Lisa, and I'm
they trying to make
honored.
Somebody cry over here.
I'm honored to be able to be on here. You know, I'm honored to meet every single one of y'all as well. So Lee, take me back just a little bit about. So I hear clothing line, I hear author, I hear production. At what point did you recognize the gift that you had to be able to get into entertainment, and what was your passion? What drove you?
That honestly is that's me and my sister's background. That's our mother. You know, our mother.
Shout out to mom.
Our mother was a phenomenal singer, on the urge of actually being the possibility of being an icon. I've had people walk up to me and say, you know, oh, you're the daughter of this person and you're the daughter of that. You know, when they realize who my parents are, it's like, oh, now we understand why you this 16-year-old businesswoman. So I have to give all credit to them. That's where the feeding comes. We come from a family where we grow up in a household where we listen to music all the time. And we are first a Christian family. You know, that's first.
Amen.
We know that we can't do anything without God. And that instilled from our grandparents to our mother and, you know, my father. But as far as talent, I have to say that comes from my mother.
Absolutely.
And my father, but a lot of it's my mother.
All right. Francis, what are 3 values that you that you can remember that you learned from your parents that stuck with you?
I would say God, integrity, and consistency.
Okay. Now let's break that down a little bit. That consistency piece. What do you mean by consistency?
Just overall, just being consistent at whatever it is you do, and not falling by the wayside and being easy to give up just because it looks challenging, or it's not what it appears to be, or you don't have all the amens in your corner.
It's status.
I got Bishop Hezekiah Walker.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Latoya Luckett.
This is Otis Williams of the Temptation You.
Darren DeWitt Henson, and I'm your man, Ham.
And you are checking out Studeo22Live.
Studeo22Live.
Studeo22Live. Studeo22Live. Studeo22Live.
Studeo22Live.tv.
And so it was always stay consistent to your goal so that you can reach it. And that was the most pivotal point in my life, just understanding that my parents wouldn't let us give up. It was not an option, right? It was like you started cheering and it got hard. It was like, I'm out of this. I don't want to do it. And they were like, you thought you going to get back out. And I just remember a pivotal point where I was playing volleyball, really, really good at what I did. And I had jammed both sets of my 2 middle fingers in one game. And I went to the bench and I'm crying, and I'll never forget. My grandmother came over to the bench and was like, I see your tears, but what's next? You're great at this. So I need you to get out there. There will be pain at the end of this game, but I promise you, if you win, you'll feel much better. If you lose sitting on that bench, it's nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You just cried and you gave up. But if you go out there, press yourself, and you win, guess what? Now you can say, I'm a hurting one winning somebody. So, you know, that level of consistency, I've never lost the drive. And as you can see, my sister hasn't either. It doesn't matter how many endeavors she has put her hands to. She's always willing to be consistent about it and stick in the game.
And who's the oldest?
That would be her.
That
would be her. I can't get my camera right. It'd be her. It's like Brady Bunch over here. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
But nobody, everybody listens to Francis though. And I mean, all of us, we all do what she tells us to do. So I think really she's the oldest.
Okay. So from the entertainment perspective, did you? I read in your bio that you actually was an artist.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell me about that journey and what you learned from that journey.
I was a rapper. Well, I wanted to be
Okay.
a singer because I used to can sing. I don't know now, but I wanted to be a singer. That's what my mother was a singer. My father was a singer. My sister sings. My nephew, who I think is going to be the next generation of amazing. My sister Francis, oldest son. He's already
Nice.
been acting, and I don't know how many plays. I think 3 or 4 plays already. He's going to be the next one. I can't wait. I'm excited about that. But to the question is rapping. I started out rapping because I messed up my voice trying to do a video for Gladys Knight's management team. And I wanted to get it to them so bad. And I had messed up, I had a, sore throat, and I had bad tonsils. But I said, oh, I'm going to do it anyway. And I did it, and I just was never the same after that. So one day I started rapping out the blue, and I wrote a rap, and it was good. People liked it. And then I realized my writing, because of my dyslexia, what I wanted to put on paper would never come out the way I wanted, so I had to find writers. Once I found writers who believed in me, it was like, well, you can flow. You sound like Light. You sound like Latifah. And it was natural. I've done Apollo. And I didn't do Apollo on a sense of amateur. I was a guest of the Apollo with the Coopers. Actually, the Cooper family, who was the host of the Apollo, if you remember them, they was my managers at one point.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
They was my managers.
I knew you was connected. I knew that you was connected, but I met you.
Yeah, I did that. And what I learned from that experience, and then it was a bad experience I had, and I won't say his name out of respect to him and his family, but there was a very popular record store, and he became my manager. And in that time frame, women who was entertainers had to deal with sexual harassment. And,
so yeah, it's not new. The stuff that's going on. I got you.
Yeah. So I had to face with the sexual harassment, and that put me really behind the back, where I was like, well, and at the time I was still doing my own managing and hustling and things like that. And then my father managed me for a little bit. But then what I learned from that was it didn't matter what age I was. I had a gift of, people say I could sell anything. I think I'm a good seller as far as if I believe in it, I'm gonna push it.
Well,
don't give up.
Sales is a transference of belief. So if you're already strong in belief, think about it. That's why they say you're a great salesperson. It's not the salesy thing no more. It's like, I'm feeling this. I believe this is good for you. And, at least you should do this.
Right.
You really should do this.
Plus, when everybody tells you you're good at something.
Good.
Yeah, when everybody tells you you're good at something, but rapping was nothing. That just came easy. It was a gift. So, good but I realized I was a better businesswoman than an artist. And that's a really hard thing, because you, as a person, you want to be in the forefront. I don't want to be behind stage. I want to be on stage. But my gifts was really strong behind the scenes. So I use those skills to do everything else I do.
So hold up. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Lisa, we can make this show this fat. Spit 16. Come on, Lisa. We got to get 16 bars out of you. Come on, damn. Come on, Lisa.
I don't even got nothing appropriate. That's a whole different
Okay.
I didn't rap appropriately back then.
All right.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny you say that, Fred, because I used to rap back in the day. Friends called me and was like, yo, man, you remember this song we did? And I'm like, yeah. I said, man, I wish I could find that song. I'm like, for what? Like, really? We were like 18 years old, So he's like, he actually, his belief made me go to Amazon and find a cassette player. And I had a bag of tapes, and I found this. I didn't find the song, but I was listening to the stuff. I was just saying to myself, I don't like that guy.
Right.
30 some years ago, man. What was I trying to do, you know? But it's interesting. But music always, that was a whole different time. So Lee, I'm feeling you right now, Lee.
Right.
Good. I'm saying good one, Fred. You almost said you didn't
Well, here it
Y'all
is.
tried to got
But-
me.
Right. Well, here it is, Lisa. You didn't know this, but a part of the marketing plan for our line is that the people on our team, we will do a cipher and we will spit. So you start writing and you write it clean now. You write clean, but it's coming. It's coming, Lisa.
Okay.
It's coming. The
So,
cipher.
so
You see why
So
he's my marketing person, right?
no doubt. Listen, let me tell you, I'm late in the game. I'm just learning marketing right now, so it's like I realize you can. I mean, I can produce whatever you want, but if you ain't got
Yeah, you're a
marketing,
good producer.
nobody knows about it. So I learned that lesson the hard way. So I respect your work, my brother, because I see what it is. I'm getting Big Mac and Coke is it all my life, and I don't get that marketing deal. Come on, like what are we doing? Lisa,
Right.
so tell me about Sectum magazine.
Sector Magazine was me, Doc, and Ray Ray Jr.,
Okay.
which he goes by Ray Miz now.
Ray Miz.
I
Shout out
wanted
Ray
to,
Miz.
again, I'm a mentor first, a teacher second,
Sure.
before anything. And I like helping kids. So we was in the process of, we was working a lot of times with, when Doc was recording, we had Little Taj at the time. So we was outside of, what's his name? What's that? Bliss. What's his name? I can't think of the rapper. But only two of us did a video.
Okay.
Mick Mills, excuse me. Mick
Mills,
Mills
yeah.
and Little Taj are the only two artists that have done a video in Sneaker Villa store. We're the
Wow,
only
look at
two
that.
in history so
Wow.
far that has done that. In the process of working with Villa, we wanted to partner up with them, and we thought we could do a magazine and collaborate. But in that process, I realized, again, I had a bunch of young kids who really wasn't into the music part and wasn't into the acting, and I wanted to do something for them. And Ray had started Sectum Society from his photography and everything like that. So from there, I said, why don't we do a magazine? Because he was trying to do one, but he couldn't get the right people. So I said, well, we got the graphic designer, we got everything. Why don't we just do a magazine? You know, I'll call anybody. It don't matter. I call Michael Jackson. All he's going to say is no for an interview.
Right.
And I still had connections to the industry. So we was able to start Sector Magazine. It went national. It made money. A lot of times they say they take a magazine 5 years to make money. We made money from the time we launched it.
Nice.
We had the best artists on the world in there. MC Light, Monifa, Mary. Who else? We had Kirk Woodley, who is the A&R for Mary and Puffy, and also I was also one of his people that he mentored too. So we had some great people with Sectum. Sectum is still there. We just decided me and Ray just decided, especially since Doc is no longer with us right now, we just decided to branch out, do some individual things, and then come back to Sectum and make it bigger.
All right, so you guys decided to do a clothing line, right? What's the name of the clothing line?
The clothing line, it's two clothing lines that, again, you know me, I'm about helping people.
I mean, I'm sorry, just put one at two clothing line, Yeah. I mean, how many you need?
Before I answer that, because before I answer that one, I will say, as far as the book, can I say something about the book?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
I would say for the book, it's been picked up now at Walmart, Target, Amazon. Thank you. And I mean, they picked it up. The publishing company that we work with, they don't just, you pay them and they put your book in there. No, they don't do that. So we, when you do your book, self-publish, you hope they put it in a collage and they put it out there for the bookstores to go through, and they have a team that decides on what books to pick up. And Barnes & Noble was the first one to pick it up. It has 5 stars on Barnes & Noble. And they actually have it out in your city, Delaware, at Christiana Mall. They actually picked up some copies in the store, and I came and signed some books out there. And then about 2 months ago, someone called me and said, "You know, your book is on Walmart?" And I said, "No, I don't." So thanks to the reviews and the love, we've raised also $1,500 for cancer. And we donated that to your hospitals in your city, since that's where Doc was from. And we just really, the book has touched a lot of people. A lot of people have told me the main thing they've learned and got out of the book is that it doesn't matter what you go through. You can succeed. And a lot of people, what they do love about the book who know me is like they say they can hear me talking to them, which I have to give great credit to our editor, Ira Spencer. He that was the purpose of the book when he did the editing. You have different editors that edit in a sense of they take your book so much apart to make it fit into a particular box. And you lose a lot of substance when you do that. And he didn't want to lose the substance of my voice. And my manager wanted to make sure he kept that as well. So between her, me, and him, he did a great job, and that definitely has come across. And it's different when people can quote your words back to you. That's hard. You know, you walk up to somebody and somebody starts reading your book to you. That means they really read it, and you know, they're really touched by it. And I'm glad that people are touched. Now everybody's asking for a second book, and this book ain't even been out. Actually, Monday was a year.
Wow! Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
That's good. So, Francis, let me ask you a question. When she was going through this process of putting this book together, what kind of growth did you see her go through?
Ooh, a ton of growth. Some, some doors slammed, some rejection, some, I don't really know if this is going to happen, and, the good part about that is that she just didn't lose faith throughout the process. But it was growth. It was like, oh, okay, so now I know. Like, I've been through this with someone else writing a book, but now it's me. And now I'm trying to make sure, that it has all the particulars. And everybody didn't say, yes, right, initially. And we, went through some stumbling blocks along the way. We pushed the date back. It was just different stumbling blocks that happened. And her overall growth was perseverance. I mean, just kept pushing, like, oh, okay, they said no, okay, we wanted something else, let's keep going, let's keep going. And so it she didn't just grow. I want to say everybody that was around her throughout the process grew, because when we were like at the break, like, okay, you sure? She's like, yeah, I gotta push it back, but that's okay, come on, y'all, let's pull it together, we got hope. When it just didn't look like it was going to come through, it was just like, oh, it's going to come through. We got this. And so, when they say that she's a motivational speaker, she's just a motivator overall, and so I think that she grew in that. And she also grew in public speaking too, where she was like, no, you got to handle that. Can you just say that for me? Or can you do this or what have you? And I was like, read your book to yourself. If you don't read your book to yourself and say, this is me talking, this is me motivating somebody else and encouraging somebody else that they can do this, and so she grew in that. And although it may not be one of the things that she's like, oh yeah, I'm jumping to the next opportunity, but she is in a place where I can do this, and I am more confident that, I'm speaking to a body of people that go through what I go through every day. And at first, I think she felt like, again, having the siblings that are really strong, and, my brother is an amazing writer. My other sister just wrote a book. I mean, having all those attributes around you all the time, you feel like, oh, I'm the one that doesn't really want to say anything. I'm the one in the shadows. And I think that this brought her out of the shadows, and it brought her into the light, saying that you were never back there. That's just how you perceive yourself. And so I think she just came to the knowledge thereof that there is something greater in me, that I don't have to sit back here and be the person that's quietest, because I don't think that my words will, encourage somebody or penetrate that, oh, they speak well. No, I speak well too with my disability. and knowing that it was an advantage for her, you know, because people came up to her to assist her, and that is what gave her the willingness and not really caring that somebody is rejecting her or saying no. And I would say for myself, I'm one of those people, like, if you say no to me, I'm like, oh, what's happening
right.
here? You know?
Yeah.
And
How
she's
dare
like,
you?
Oh, they just said, yeah, she's like, oh,
Yeah,
they just said no? That's it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. We're on to the next
Right.
we're on to the next thing. And so I think that overall she just has grown and blossomed as her own individual person, whereas she felt for so long she had to sit in this shadow because I didn't want people to know. And so now it's like, now you know what? Let's do this. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
that
that's
was
good.
great.
That's good. That's very good. Jamil, I saw that great logo when you went away for a second, man. Let me just ask you this question.
Sure.
Being part of this team, how important is it to actually have a team? And how if somebody wanted to put a team together, most of the time they deal with a lot of challenges. What are some ways that people can that you've experienced with this team that people can actually like be able to work together? What's some of the attributes that you need to have?
I don't like using the word humble or humbleness because that belittles your effort and value. So I like to use the word modest. Being modest and willing to learn. Honestly, it was crazy how my idea and path, because I customize sneakers and I've been doing fashion for some years. And it's crazy how Lisa's vision fit the voids that I had so well that it was a no-brainer for me to merge and just be a partner of hers. When you have good characters around you, even on your bad days, their vibe and enthusiasm is like your coffee for the beginning of the day. I just know that just with Lisa's spirit, she had me, I was fully 10 toes down as soon as I met her. Julian, when you see him, it was like the first time I encountered him, it was just like, you just know, you just feel it. As soon as you feel it, it's just like, it was just right. Like, honestly, this was just a blessing. Freddie, he's a permanent entity in my life like Lisa. From the time I met him, that's been my dude ever since we crossed paths. And it's just, honestly, you don't see this type of stuff happen. I've been around 41 years and I've lived a fast life early. And through the time that I've lived and actually encountering the people that I have on my team, and Frances, I ain't gonna front. She feel like a sister, and me and her talk maybe once every month. But it feels like if I was to do something wrong, I could feel the guilt trip. Like, oh, she gonna get on me if I do this.
Right.
Just from all the stories and everything that I've heard from her, and just talking with her briefly and doing everything, it's just been the circle has been great. But when it comes down to it, just about the people around you, as long as you have the eagerness to learn and know that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
Everything is always received. And then with the team that we got, everything when it comes to criticism, they say not to assume, but I could say that I've gotten to a point that it's a vice to where now I just automatically assume it's coming from a good place.
There's no, you're not thinking there's a motive.
No matter what they say, I already know it's coming from the heart and it's meant to be
that
good.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And it's great to have that, but usually when you hear the word assume, there's always a negative tangible to the word assume.
Sure.
And I just know that I've actually gotten in my comfy zone. No matter who I'm talking with on the team, I've assumed that it's already going to be for the betterment of me.
Right.
And that's one thing I could say with Lisa. She's definitely a great judge of character. And anybody who I've came across as association of hers, I've thoroughly enjoyed and gotten to and wanted to get to know personally.
That's good.
But I got to give credit to credit is due, because everyone's tangible through her, and she's just a great judge of character, and she makes the job easy.
So it seems like that relationships seem to be the core of this thing.
Yes.
Freddie, would you agree with that? As for and turn your mute on. I wanted to find out if you feel that relationships is the reason why this kind of magic can happen, to have a team to accomplish so much. If you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, coach, author, speaker, consultant, and you want to start your own podcast to build your authority, build more know, like, and trust, connect with new clients, attract new leads, I'm excited to invite you to my free webinar, Podcasting with Power, where I'll share the exact strategy that I've perfected over the past decade to make podcasting simple and easy as 1, 2, 3. This webinar is designed to help you go from a podcast idea to help you to start your podcast without the stress of equipment and technical challenges. And you'll also learn how to share your story, engage with your audience, and attract your ideal client all through your own podcasting platform. Or go to podcastingwithpower.com and get registered, and we'll see you in our free webinar.
It's relationships, and you got to know what it is that you want, and the second that you know what you want and you lay it down and you put it out there, and yes, you are someone that's modest and you're not afraid to ask for help. That's something that I liked about her, is that she was willing to put it out there and ask for help, because there are a lot of people that are scared to do that, thinking that, it will hurt if someone says no. It's like, oh, wow, this person hurt me, But if you put it out there, I personally think out of 10, I think 7 out of 10 people are actually attracted to people that ask for help. So they want to help you. So you will get that help. Now, if you put it out there, and then if what you want to do is good, bingo, it's going to work. So that's really the one thing that I want for those that are listening to your show, which, by the way, I will subscribe and I will listen in to you as well.
Appreciate that.
Okay?
Appreciate that.
Yes. So for those that are listening, if you have a thought, don't be afraid to put it out there and to ask for help. And you can assemble a great team. Just like me, I'm telling you the truth. There are days that I sit back and I'm like, wow, like she actually got some good people, not only on the basis that she has me giving my time and my effort, but she has some great people. And,
Nice.
I'm like, wow, like she really got a team. And this is what people need to know. You want to do something, don't be shy. Don't feel like you got pride. You don't want to get hurt. Put it out there and the right things will happen. Simple.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did we get Julian on? Is he there?
Exactly. Where is Julian?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know.
Crazy.
I think he's in. All right, that's cool. But Lee, just real quick.
What's up, guys? I'm here.
Oh,
I was just
there he is.
I was just waiting.
Julian?
I was just waiting by the computer for the summons.
That's all good. You're being summoned.
Didn't want to. I was waiting for the 10:31, but I just didn't want to hop
no
on.
problem.
Tell me to.
Just real quick, Julian, introduce yourself to everybody. I've been hearing a lot of great things about you, and tell us, a little bit about what you know about how you contribute to the team, and then say something nice about our fearless leader and what Lisa means to you.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Julian. I am the lead graphic designer and of Avaji. I met Lisa actually through Jamil. And Jamil and I did certificate work through just some online, I think it was sneakers design.
Yes, through a sneaker design group, yeah.
And speaking to what Freddie said about putting your work out there for people to see, that was something that I was doing on the community page. and I found Jamil through that. And I'll be honest, Fred, there are a lot of people, even on that page, that are into design work, or that just sign up for that class, for that set of courses, that sign up on a lark, that just have it as a throwaway thing. And when I met Jamil, I had already encountered a number of people like that. I started doing graphic design for my own work. I'm a studio session singer by trade.
Nice.
And
Nice.
a musical theater performer. You know, cross your fingers, pray to God that, you know, it comes back
It's already
in
done.
due time. But so, oh shoot. A lot of people do not take design work or anything that they have to make for their own very seriously. And what attracted me about what Jamil was pitching and about the vision that he was showing me when I spoke with him for the first time was that there was already something there. There was something of substance that I would like to help see to fruition, right? And then that's how I met Lisa, through at first through Jamil. Then I got invited to a couple meetings. I'm definitely the newest member of her little team, her family, to which she is the godmother.
As you sip.
So sadly, I haven't gotten a chance to read her book, but I have gotten the pleasure of working with Lisa over the past couple of months through Avaji. And the thing that makes Lisa such a good leader, and the thing that drew me to her and that continues to make me want to, you know, hitch my wagon to her, is I'm into this business, into anything that I do, not necessarily even for family. I'm in it, like, if you're going to do something in my book, you want to be, there's no point in not trying to be the best at what you do. It takes unminced words. It takes a tough skin. It takes trust in whatever team you build. And that sort of professionalism and that sort of sheer power of will, and that clear vision of what you want to happen and what you want to create, is something that I'm drawn to. And that is everything that Lisa Ward is. And the bonds came naturally because of that. I think to distill everything that didn't really attract me to the other people that contacted me for my work, was that those bonds and those emotions, they're so good and they're like a high. And when you encounter people, you can smell when they're trying to artificially create those things. But when they're genuine and they are a product of shared vision and shared work ethic and shared power and determination, then that is something that attracts me. And I think that is something that attracts the entire team to Lisa as well. I won't speak for everyone else, but I see them nodding, so yes. So yeah, Lisa is just is idealism and dreamers personified in the best way, is what attracts me to her as a leader.
I appreciate that. Lisa, are you smelling these flowers? Why you still here?
I'm trying to stay, you know.
You still here? You smelling it? Smelling these roses, girl? All right. So listen, I wanna just say that I'm extremely impressed with this team. I'm extremely impressed with everyone here. I'm honored. And what's the word Jamil used? He didn't say humble. What was the other one, Jamil? Modest. I'm very modest to be here for you guys today. Lee, you got a great team here. What's the picking process for you from a character perspective when you're choosing a team like this?
Really spirit.
Who qualifies and how do they qualify?
Spirit. going through, and what I mean by that is I'm a very spiritual person. Your spirit will tell you a lot of things about a person. Me and Jamel hit it. Like he said, he was my trainer at the job. And so where we work, we have to sit with people and hear calls and things like that. And he was the first person I sat with, and we hit it off instantly. We both love Jordans. We both love caps. We both love music. So it was definitely a natural thing. But the relationship when you build with somebody is that connection you feel when you come in contact with them. And each one of the people on the team, I had an honest connection from the door. And they all have, when my sister said with the book, the book was written during the time that Dr. Tamika Wright became ill. And my decision of that book was going to be not to do it. And one of her wishes was to, one of her, I don't know, death wishes or celebration of life going home, which was for me to complete the book. Yeah. My sister, my manager, and Doc was very close. So hearing my sister be in my ear and saying, you could do this, you can get it done, along with a whole list of other people, that connection of doing that book and getting that done, then Jamel coming in at that book signing, we had did a pre-type of launch to see how people would like the line, and it went very well, but I wasn't going to do it. My son was going to do it, and Ty, and kids, he kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but I had people coming to me knocking at the door like, yo, the line was good. Where's the shirts? Wait, are y'all coming through it? And I was just like, So when I brought it to Jamel, I said, Jamel, you're doing sneakers. I'm doing a clothing line. If I do this, and it's going to take me from my motivational speaking in the book, it's got to be right. And when we spoke, I had to go out on surgery. And this man was still working. We had not finalized anything. And he was still working for Avaji. The name of the line is Avaji. That's the first part of the line. The second part is a secret. But the representation of it is the stick man.
We're not going to put pressure on her to give us the second part, y'all. Don't worry about it.
But it's a stick man. Jamel has on the shirt, so you can see it there. But he kept working, and that told me a lot about his character, because he didn't have
Jamel, pull it back so I can see that shirt. There it is. Okay, there it is. Slow down. All right, thanks for good. Let me cut you off.
You already told on yourself, because you know what? Freddie said the same thing, and that's a whole inside joke.
I told myself.
I know. That's one of my favorite Brain Nubian songs. So yeah.
Exactly.
But he didn't have to keep working on my dream. He didn't have to keep doing that, and that just, told me a lot about his character. And him and my sister has spoke a couple of times, and I tell everybody, understand anything I do, my sister's my business manager. She has final say at everything I do. And everybody knows, they've all spoke to her, they all know. And they have accepted that realization. And I love that about them as well. So that tells me a lot too, because some people would be like, oh, well, we don't know her. And understand, nothing comes between me and my sister. But Jamel now is a brother. Then me and Freddie met, and like he said, we clicked on the beginning again instantly. And Freddie was like, we went for a job at the same time. He's like, Lise, did you get the job? I don't know, Freddie. I don't really care. He's like, well, I know you're going to get the job because you're amazing. And I'm like, who is this dude? Like, and Freddie has been a very motivational, spiritual brother. We was talking about that yesterday. You can have brothers, but it's a difference when you have someone spiritual in your connection. And he is definitely a spiritual brother. He's definitely always motivating me. He's always encouraging me how to be a great leader. And that's a lot. And for me to be a female, a Black female, and have men under me, or partnered with me, I think that says a lot. Julian, when he came on board, just an innocent sweetheart. And now, you know, he calls me big sis. I call him little bro. I think I got a new title now. I'm godmom.
Yeah.
So
It might be God. Yeah, I think he established that. Okay.
yeah. So,
And he
you
sipped
know,
on it. He said, you know, God, mom.
yeah, and you know, and I'm one of those people that I believe that when young children or young men or young adults, me coming from the background that I come from, I believe when a child or a young person gives you a title like that, it's an honor. And I think it's something that us as veterans are supposed to, in the older generations, are supposed to live up to. And that's just something that I will not disappoint him with that. And I will always be there for him, you know, be it, you know, not a part of Vaji or Vaji, because he's given me a different position. But getting a good team is definitely having that connection that I have, and I have a natural connection with these people, and they believe in me. And everything you're hearing, I'm hearing kind of like, not for the first time, but kind of like on the first time, because it's different when people tell you, because they can tell you anything. But when they tell you something for the public and the world to hear, that tells you a lot. And that tells me what I mean to them. And that's a great thing. So I have to live up to that. So I'm honored. And I think that's what people need to look for when they get into any type of partnership with anybody, because a partnership is a marriage.
Yes.
And if you don't have the right partnership, that business or that dream you have can fail. And the same way that you have God in your corner for you to succeed, you are going to be tested. So that's why you also have to have the right spiritual connections and the right people around you, because you will be tested every success that you go through.
If you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, coach, author, speaker, consultant, and you want to start your own podcast to build your authority, build more know, like, and trust, connect with new clients, attract new leads, I'm excited to invite you to my free webinar, Podcasting with Power, where I'll share the exact strategy that I've perfected over the past decade to make podcasting simple and easy as 1, 2, 3. This webinar is designed to help you go from a podcast idea to help you to start your podcast without the stress of equipment and technical challenges. And you'll also learn how to share your story, engage with your audience, and attract your ideal client all through your own podcasting platform. Or go to podcastingwithpower.com and get registered, and we'll see you in our free webinar. So talk about, I'm going to wrap up on this because I got about another 5 minutes. And I can have you guys here for me the whole afternoon. We can have some lunch and wine, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You guys had a great, this is a great interview. First interview with a group. Woo! Everybody give me some. Y'all done open me up. See, I done grew today. So, as far as the book is concerned, that's your priority at this time, or is it what kind of? Did you have anything that you want to say as far as anything else? You got the book on the line, so
It's both.
How can people get a hold of the book and give me some information how people can contact?
The book, they can actually in your town, they can go to Christiana Mall. And pick up a copy of the book or order it there, or they can go to Barnes and Noble and order the book. And then they can also go to Lisa at LISATWARD. So LISAATWARD.com is my website. They can book me. They can get the book that way. Avaji will be coming, and that will be avaji.com. And that is launching before winter. So that is definitely our focus. Everything that we do, the goal of Avaji is definitely the money that comes into this brand is going to go back to the community. Just like we did with the book, we're going to do with the brand as well.
Absolutely. Okay, good. And I'm going to actually add that to our show notes on our page for all of our listeners that are out there. I know you guys are definitely enjoying this. We're also providing information that you need to be able to contact Lisa Ward in this amazing book. And Lisa, just want to give some final words if you could. I want to give everybody like a final word. If you guys could just come, I'm going to call you guys out and go around the room. If someone who wants to be able, has a goal, or they feel they have a talent, but they're listening to that chatterbox in their mind that's telling them that they're not that good. they're too young or they're too old, and they start to believe that. What kind of advice would you give them to actually help them break out of that? I'm gonna start with you, Freddie.
I say this, verily I say unto you, you are God. You are a person that can use matches to burn down a house, or you could use the same matches and warm a home as well. Okay, so it's in your head. Don't set yourself up to fail. See it, know what you want, and know that it can happen. Believing has to deal with you not knowing. You have to know that what you want can happen, and go for it. Go for it. If you doubt it, reach me personally. Alphonse, ALPHONS as in sale, E.ROUS as in sale, @gmail.com. I'll help you to see it. And if you want to buy some real estate, I'll help you with that too. All right. But it starts with knowing what you want and knowing that you can do it. And be modest. Ask for help. It is attractive. This is a part of the reason why certain women can get men to literally be slaves if they know how to do it. Know how to ask for help. This is how certain women can be a slave to certain men. If you ask for help, you will try, you will want to do it. And if you're modest and you're sincere, you will assemble a great team. So just know that you can do it. Stop fighting that evil man inside of your head, which, by the way, is the real enemy. That second thought in your mind that just wants you to be comfortable. At times, you got to switch up. If you write with your right, switch it with your left. Switch up, and you can do it. Holler at Lisa, too, because she's evidence to it. All right? So,
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Francis?
This gonna sound real cliche, but no, I'm just kidding. Be empowered by your disadvantage. So you think that this is read the book, get the book, read the book. We are all here powered by our disadvantages. Everything that the enemy has told us was a disadvantage to us, God has made it our advantage. And so you can do whatever it is you set your mind to with just a little bit of faith, a little bit of consistency, and trust the process. You won't have an amen corner all the time. You won't have people championing you and saying job well done. But as long as you know within your heart that you are marching your way to your goal, that's all that matters. Whether you get a crowd or a core, and all you really need is your core. So just continue to stay consistent and trust God. Trust God.
That's it.
Amen. Amen.
I just keep it simple with the famous words of Socrates. The wisest man knows that he knows nothing at all. If you can approach the situation knowing that you're forever a student, you're always willing to receive, and you're always forever learning, if you can just keep that as well as God first, everything else kind of falls in line. Because just like how this team is, they put everybody in place. When I step outside of the circle and watch it unfold, it don't seem real. How we all mesh and how cohesive we are together, these things like this don't happen. But it seemed like it was supposed to happen. But anytime you have that second guess, if you just know that you're not supposed to know everything, it gets you in your comfy space to know that, okay, well, this is another facet that I need to learn. And before you know it, 21 days is a habit. So every time you find something that you need to learn, you just put that in your backpack. And that next thing, moving on. Before you know it, you got comfortable with the process. Instead of second guessing yourself, you're just eager to find out about something, what your challenge is. And you just end up just doing it second nature. And the book actually helped me get comfortable with that too. So it just brought another angle of thought. But yeah, anytime if you just really just need to step back, just know that any hardship, you're not supposed to know everything, and it's always a hurdle. It's always an opportunity to excel. I don't call them problems. I
Absolutely.
call them situations. But that's the
Absolutely.
best way to say it.
I appreciate that too, man. Thanks, Jamil. And thank you, Francis. And thank you, Freddie. Julian?
I think it boils down to just a couple of things. Everything, the most important thing is everything seems far away until it's not. I'm sure, like, you have your podcast. I'm sure that started with just, an idea. Lisa with the book, I think it's amazing. Lisa told me that she suffers from dyslexia. How in the hell do you write a book with dyslexia? You know what I mean? How in the hell do you make a made-up fantasy word like Avaji and turn it into idea with dyslexia? Everything seems far away until it's not. With that, the second thing, and I think what Francis said about consistency is beautiful. I think, especially if you have younger listeners, Fred, in my generation, people have their dreams, and you can do anything that you want to, but you have to do it. And that means having that focus and having that vision clear in your head. When everyone's going on vacation, every single resource that you have, the vacations will come later. The ephemeral things that you can enjoy will come later. In life, they're just mini games, and you need to have the focus to do what you want to do. And it doesn't come down to luck. It comes down to knowing that everything is far away until it's not. And then everything that you do from that point on to what you want to do, everything takes you one step closer to that thing that you want to do. So clarity of vision and focus are the two most important things.
I appreciate that. Lisa Ward and her team.
The amazing,
Talk about
amazing,
Go ahead, Lee.
team, right?
Wrap it up. Absolutely. Where's that young guy come from? I want to find about 3 of them.
Oh yeah, I got him working on that. I got him working on that so he could just.
I'm great going to recruit mode. You hear me?
Yeah.
Where my son at?
We are going to be recruiting. We are going to
Okay.
be giving people opportunities. So once the launch day, if you want us to come back, we definitely will come back.
I definitely. You guys will come back if I invite you. I'd love to have you guys back.
Definitely,
okay,
definitely. We're gonna get you a shirt. So
I need that. Yeah. I need that.
Represent.
Definitely.
You definitely, because like my sister said, first is having a faith and a belief that you truly believe in. For us, it's God. Somebody else, I don't know, but whatever you believe in, make sure you believe wholeheartedly on that. And if you believe in something, and I have to use this as an example, and I'm sorry, he might kill me later, but I have to. I will say this. If you say you believe in 5% Islam, and that's your main thing to go with, but you've been down this path for a minute, and it ain't a good path. Maybe you need to try Jesus Christ. Like my sister and I said, you try one, it don't work. You might try Jehovah's Witness, it might not work. I don't care what you try, as long as you try something. But you definitely, for us, my family, my team, is definitely Jesus Christ. We believe in him wholeheartedly. And that's one. Number 2 is consistency. Number 3, you got to believe that I think God puts things in you, and Steve Harvey used to say this a lot. You got to know what your gift is. You got to figure out what that gift is, what your journey is, and what your calling is. And I know now what my calling is. And with that calling, then I have talents. And you find your talent and your calling, and then you work hard on those things. And the other stuff, the fun, the dates, the yachts or whatever, all that will come later. But if you don't have the foundation that will take care of you, 1, you can't help people. 2, you can't take care of your family. And 3, you're going to keep working for somebody for the rest of your life. So consistency, faith, and find your talent and know your calling. And with those 4 things, you can be successful.
You heard it first. Lisa Ward, motivational speaker and author of Empowered by Disadvantages, When Your Disadvantages Become Your Advantages, and her entire amazing and blessed team. I want to thank you guys for being on the Studeo22Live.tv podcast. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jamil. Thank you, Francis in charge. Thank you, Julian. Keep on doing what you're doing. And I'm so glad you guys told me that you guys will come back, because I would definitely want to have you back on the show.
Definitely.
For sure. It's a blessing, Fred.
Hey, hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
Fred, we will be having to run a series of ads. We will be needing people that have outlets from 500 viewers and more. You, my friend, will be the first company, the first outlet that we will run our first ad with. You're
Praise it. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
You're it.
Hallelujah. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. I am Jamil.
Yes.
What's that word again? Modest.
I'm with you. I be forgetting because I'm quick to say humble.
I'm so
exactly.
Lee, we're programmed to say humble.
Yes.
You remember that? You were programmed to that. So just to be able to make a shift, I love that. It's modest. Maybe want to go look it up. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well, what's crazy is the fact that modest is in the definition of humble, but on the flip side of humble, it belittles your efforts and work. And I was just like, someone put me on it. I was like, I'll never use that word again.
Yeah. I got it.
I'll never use that word again.
It's gonna take me a while, but I thank you for the not
21 days.
As my wife says, thank you for not the better way, a different way.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not telling you how to do it better. I'm just telling you how to do it differently. Then, like Freddie said, then you'd be like, okay. All right, you guys, I appreciate you. You are tuned to Studeo22Live.tv podcast, your voice of empowerment in music, media, arts, and entertainment. I'm your host, Fred Fitzgerald, with the whole crew. Lisa Ward, thank you for being on, and you guys have a blessed day, all right?
You too.
Thank you.
Love.
Peace.
Much love.
Thank
Peace.
If you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, coach, author, speaker, consultant, and you want to start your own podcast to build your authority, build more know, like, and trust, connect with new clients, attract new leads, I'm excited to invite you to my free webinar, Podcasting with Power, where I'll share the exact strategy that I've perfected over the past decade to make podcasting simple and easy as 1, 2, 3. This webinar is designed to help you go from a podcast idea to help you to start your podcast without the stress of equipment and technical challenges. And you'll also learn how to share your story, engage with your audience, and attract your ideal client all through your own podcasting platform. Or go to podcastingwithpower.com and get registered, and we'll see you in our free webinar.
I am Bernadette Stanis.
I'm Bishop Hezekiah Walker.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Latoya, like an
This is Otis Williams of the Temptation Youth.
Darren DeWitt Henson and I'm your man, Ham.
and you are checking out Studio22Live TV.
Studeo22Live.tv. Studio22Live.
Studio22Live.
Studio22Live.tv.
Studio22Live.tv.
I don't watch that shit.
Studio 22 Live.